welcome back to Drunk on Wanderlust. So here I am about to start the next trail. I'm back in the UK, yes, fresh from the Amazon rainforest. So here we go, I am starting the Rob Roy Way and I have got some friends with me to come and join in. So who is joining me on this trail? I wonder, who we got?
Hi, I'm Danny.
Yes!
Lottie.
Woo!
Devin. And Jordan.
Yeah, we got the motley crew with us. Woo, 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 woo. The Rob Roy Way is a 79-mile long-distance hiking trail in Scotland, which runs from Drymen to Pitlochry. The path was created in 2002 and takes its name from Rob Roy MacGregor, a Scottish folk hero and outlaw of the early 18th century. Striptease. This would be my third Scottish long-distance trail, after previously completing the West Highland Way and the Great Glen Way, and now my 10th long-distance trail in total since I started hiking in lockdown of 2020. Where are you, Jordan?
Asking, please.
I can smell from my childhood.
Marzipan almost.
Yeah, sweet.
We're getting high. I was so excited to be back in Scotland. I'd been a bit poorly recently and knew I needed some nature therapy. Okay, we are just a few miles in on the Rob Roy Way, and so far we've been so lucky because the weather has been lovely. Well, for April anyway. It's stayed nice and dry. I don't want to jinx it, but it's stayed nice and dry, and the scenery is gorgeous. And we're really enjoying it so far. We've had a little snack stop already. We're still just walking along the same road at the minute, so kind of excited for it to change up a bit, but maybe in a few more miles. So let's go. It was already 3:30 by the time we all managed to reach the start of the trail. So today was going to be a short, straightforward stretch to ease ourselves in gently.
So we've just come to the crossroads on our way to Aberfoyle, and we are taking a sharp left down this country lane. Come on, let's go!
Now you might recognise Jordan from my Great Glen Way trail videos. Danny had recently completed the Lost City trek with me in Colombia, but it was going to be her first ever time wild camping and her first time in Scotland. She's got something in her boot. Let's investigate. Dun, 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 dun. Charlotte is now a regular on my channel. This will be our third full trail together after the Great Glen and the hilarious Snowdonia Way mountain route last summer. She's brought her friend Devin, who she met on the West Highland Way, who we're all really excited to get to know. Well, it must be time for a snack stop.
I'm just always hungry. All the time.
What do you think you've got?
Prada Willy, apparently.
He's like,
Or worms. Do you know, in Australia though, they worm themselves. The Australians worm themselves like once a year, like everyone does who lives in Australia. It's just a normal thing to do. So perhaps I might do it.
Get some from the vets.
The vets.
Wow, that is new info to me. If any of you viewers have heard about Australians taking worming meds, can you confirm please in the comments if this is indeed fact or fiction? Now we walked about 6 miles before finding our first wild camping spot. I was so excited to get the tent out. It would be the first time all year, as I'd not long got back from backpacking trip to South America. Once again, I will be using the Salewa Light Trek 2, which had been kindly donated to me by a subscriber last year and is an absolute gem of a tent. A quick shout out too to Kevin Piggott, who has recently donated me a hammock. I can't wait to try that out on my next adventure. Thank you so much.
Even better off, oh, you've done it.
yes. That's a Sanuk bag.
That looks like wee.
It's iron, it's good for you. Iron brew. It's got iron brew.
What's on the menu tonight?
Some cheesy smash.
Cheesy smash.
Chicken at some pub.
That looks an absolute delight.
Disgusting, but
Gordon Ramsay over here. Well, cheesy smash didn't quite float my boat. Let's see what the guys are cooking up over here.
Yeah.
I'm getting my kiss off, Jordan, don't mind.
Oh, I better not film while Charlotte's getting naked. Let's head over and see how Danny is feeling, ready for her first ever camping experience. First night camping, how do you feel?
I feel okay at the moment because it's not too cold yet and we're all settled, but later on I might not be feeling so good.
As the sun went down, the temperature plummeted, so I had to try and do a bit of exercise to try and stay warm. So we have set up camp at the end of day one. We only managed to do about 6 miles because we didn't manage to get to the start point till really late, till maybe about 3 o'clock. Due to cancellations of trains and all sorts, but it is bank holiday Monday, so it's to be expected. But it's okay because tomorrow the stage was only 9 miles, so we're just going to tag the remaining miles onto that, and we've got all day to do it, so it'll be absolutely fine. And we've got a lovely little spot just by this nice little stream here, so yeah, all our tents are set up, and it's starting to get a bit chilly now. As you can see, I'm dressed up like an Eskimo at the minute with all my layers on. I've even put my waterproof trousers on. My joggers are tucked into my socks because I am a fashion guru. So hopefully we'll stay nice and warm with all the layers on in the tent tonight.
Hello, good morning. This is 8:15 and I'm freezing.
How did you sleep?
I won't lie, not very well. It was just cold and I was a bit uncomfy, but it's fine. I'm gonna get coffee later, so it's all right.
Good morning, party people. So this is morning number 2 on the Rob Roy Way. Now, not gonna lie, it was a bloody freezing cold night again last night. Went down to 2 degrees, but we survived. Only had to get out of the tent once for a wee, and I didn't freeze to death, so we're doing well so far. But it is a glorious sunny morning. It's gonna warm up. We're gonna hit highs of 13 degrees today, which in Scotland is a bit like a heat wave. If you have a look over here, Jordan and Devon have packed down their area. We've packed down our area. Time to set off. We were using the Hiker app GPS map of the trail, an app I highly recommend. I'll leave a link in the video description. It's a fantastic app with tons of awesome features. I'll even include a cheeky discount code for its premium version. What direction are we walking, Charlotte?
Straight ahead, Kerry.
What a glorious morning. The sun was shining down on us and lighting up the scenery beautifully. Time to see what the Rob Roy Way had in store for us today. Once again, we were walking on solid paths all morning. Much of this route follows minor roads and cycle paths, with just shorter sections on footpaths, which makes it a perfect trail for beginners, or for times when the ground would usually be boggy or wet. We have found a gorgeous little spot right in the middle of some woods, and we're taking a little snack stop because we love snacks. So I've just had a naked bar and a macaroon, and Jordan's got his snacks laid out all over the forest floor because he is indecisive of what he wants to have. We're having a right old feast. It's glorious. Still got about a mile maybe to go to get into town. and then we are going to get some hot drinks. Yes. Onwards to Aberfoyle, the first town stop on the trail. Here we are coming up to the town. What town is this, Devon? Yes. The guys want caffeine. Charlotte is desperate for some peanut butter. She's been dreaming about it. I want a half a pint of Guinness. The baby wants some coffee. Yes. So what have we got here?
Iron caskets that used to put people in to stop grave robbers.
Who can do an English translation? We made a quick stop at the old Kirk graveyard to look at the mort-safe iron coffins. It was a bit spooky, so I tried to lighten the mood. Right, let's play hide and seek. Rob Roy was said to have launched many of his cattle raids from his strongholds in the countryside around Aberfoyle. He was even said to have had a drink in the inn about a mile up the road. I was getting thirsty myself. So here we are in Aberfoyle, and we are taking a nice little cheeky Guinness stop and coffee stop. Danny needed coffee. We're going to try and crack on about another 9-ish miles today to get to
Callander.
Callander! I keep saying Callander because that's how it looks like it should be said, but apparently it's not. It's pronounced like a calendar. So we're going to try and get in there. No, it is a camping permit zone there because it's within the national park. We bought permits, so we're being very good. I enjoyed my Guinness whilst Devon went for a pint of the hard stuff. Okay, we've just left Aberfoyle, moving on to stage 2. Got about 8 miles left to do today. Feeling good, feeling sassy, and yeah, we're setting off again. Still dry at the minute, fingers crossed it'll stay dry. Loving life. The hiker app breaks down the trail into stages to help you navigate. These usually start and finish in a town, but as we're wild camping, we tend to finish each stage around lunchtime the following day. Okay, so it's gone from being freezing cold, 2 degrees this morning, to sunbathing weather in April in Scotland. We are sweating. I don't know what the weather's doing. It's absolutely crazy. Charlotte's having a little lie down there. She's going to take a little cheeky nap. We're drying out the tents. Jordan is soaking up the sun. Devon is sunburnt. He's Scottish. We're having a lovely time.
Hi guys, we're halfway through stage 2 and we're just gonna go on our first footpath now.
It felt nice leaving the tarmac and having the soft grass underneath our boots. Danny was still getting acclimatised to the weights of her pack, so was a bit unsteady on her feet. But we all loved this section of the trail. It took us through some beautiful woodland where we soaked up the amazing energy given off by the massive trees surrounding us. We left the forest and head out into some open pasture, and Jordan found himself a friend. I am stuffing my face full of chewits. Giving me the sugar rush. I was pleasantly surprised with how stunning this trail had been, pretty much the entire route so far, and it just continued to get better. Plenty of wild camping options on this section and gorgeous views over the smaller lake you pass en route to Loch Venachar. We were all in high spirits as we knew in a few miles we would reach the camping permit zone and be able to pitch right up by the loch that night. For more information about the camping zones in the Trossachs National Park, I'll leave a link in the video description to their website. It gives you a handy map and shows you where you can and can't wild camp without a permit in the national park. So after about 12 miles of hiking that day, we had reached the shores of Loch Venachar, where we set up camp for the night.
Hello.
Come here. I'm in the tent
She's so cute.
by the loch, enjoying the beautiful scenery.
It's time for dinner, and these were cracker crisps, and these were everything free flapjacks that now look like hamster food.
What's happened to him?
They just got crushed.
The sun started to set and we enjoyed the golden hour whilst taking in the stunning Scottish views of the Trossachs National Park. I mean, you can't get much better than this. Chloe!
What fucking do you?
I got you on candid camera.
Away.
She's watching the sunset. Here we are. Let's have a little look inside this one. What's occurring?
Not much.
Yes. Let's have a little look inside Jordan's Palace of Love. Oh yeah. Danny's in the cocoon. This is our little boudoir. Nice.
So out in the Trossachs National Park, where we have got our camping permits to camp at some stages along this trail, one of the rules is not to have campfires like someone's had here, because it ruins the campsite and ruins the ground, and people are leaving, leaving litter and rubbish behind. So yeah, it's just a bit of a shame that people have left this behind.
We awoke to a misty morning over the loch. It was still only 2 degrees, but Charlotte fancied a wild swim. I've got to admit, she is so much braver than I am. I would not be getting in that freezing cold water, but she loved it. Good morning! It is day 3 of the Rob Roy Way. We had the most beautiful, perfect little campsite last night right by the loch. It was absolutely stunning. A bit worse for wear this morning. It was very, very cold.
So cold.
We've got 3 miles to get into Callander and hopefully get this little one a coffee. Yes, and resupply. And then we're doing about 12-13 miles today. Let's do it. Spring had sprung in bonnie Scotland. The lambs were everywhere. Before we knew it, we had reached the town of Callander to resupply.
Hi, so we've just stopped off at the town of Callander for a Starbucks and to top up at Tesco's. While we're here, I've recruited a little mascot, little Hamish, to join us on our trek. Also, there's a really good little facility down in the square. There's a little blue water fill-up site, so you can fill up all your bottles ready to continue your trek.
So, Danny's just admitted to me that she used to watch my videos, but she wouldn't really pay any attention. She would just watch it to give me a view, because she wasn't into camping or hiking. But now look at her. She's converted. She's on a third night wild camping,
Yes.
hiking, and halfway through the Rob Roy Way. So,
Conversion.
yes, another converted wild camper and trailblazer. I knew after the initial adjustment to camp life, she would fall in love with the gorgeous scenery and the thrill of adventure on the trail. And of course, the fun and camaraderie you have with your newfound trail mates. I'd been hooked ever since my first trail and was so happy that we could now enjoy my passion together. Bum! That's Charlotte's bum. She keeps putting it on display. Charlotte, give us a wave! This section of the trail follows the river all the way to Loch Venachar. Once again, we were impressed with the scenery, even though we were getting tired. So we took a little break at the coffee shop in the Forest Holidays Lodge site, which is en route.
So it's my first time in Scotland and my first time drinking iron brew. It's very nice. This is Little Red. Dizzy bought him for me and now I'm over my mood because my foot hurt. I'm really happy.
Oh yes, bribery gets you everywhere.
I need that for the trail.
2 miles left to go, and then we will start looking for a little wild camping spot for this evening. We are by this very, very beautiful loch, which I'll show you in just a second. Hopefully we'll find a spot because we're all absolutely shattered by now. Fingers crossed. Just a quick word of advice. Wild camping spots on this section were extremely hard to come by. Either there were sections of fence either side of the path or a really steep gradient.
We're traipsing through private land and want to camp somewhere, but everybody owns it. So rude.
Danny was getting a little bit grizzly, so we pushed on a little further right towards the end of the loch, and then finally we found somewhere. Now it was a bit of a scramble down a bank just off the path, but it was quiet and peaceful and we could finally get some rest. Now if you were hoping to wild camp this section, we would recommend pushing on slightly further through town as there are a lot more suitable locations, but this one was absolutely fine. Unfortunately that is all we have time for in this episode, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you tune in next week for the rest of the Rob Roy Way. And I'm even going to include a very short preview of what we've got coming up next week. Now, whilst I've got you all here, I am going to touch very quickly on my 3 top features of the Hiker app and how they have been so helpful with me while camping the Rob Roy Way. Now, number 1, first of all, is the amenities feature. Now, if you go onto the app and you go onto the map that you're using, click this little button on the side, it will pull up a list of amenities and you can choose the one that you want. So for instance, I'm going to say pub, and then magically on your route map, it will show up all the pubs en route, which is really handy. Of course, you can use it for more practical things like campsites or restaurants or supply stops. Pubs for me is always a priority. Another feature which I found really, really useful is the measurement tool. Now, say you're halfway through a stage and you realise that your pub is in the next town and you want to know how many miles you've got left to get to said pub. All you need to do then is click the measurement tool again on the right hand side bar, and then you click where you are on the map and it comes up with a little ruler symbol, and then you click to the town and it will show you in miles how long you've got left to get to your destination. That's really, really handy feature. I use it all the time. And my third favourite thing is the fact that on the Hiker app, not only have you got the GPS maps, which I use constantly, but you can also download a paper version of the same map, which I think is really, really useful. And of course, health and safety wise, it's very important that you always have a backup, because anything could happen to your phone. Now, once again, I'm not going to stand here and rant about how fantastic this app is. I'm going to let you guys check it out for yourselves, because it really is a brilliant tool that I use on all of my hikes. Now, like I said before, I have included the link in the video description for the app. Go on, it is free. Check it out. Have a good look through it. There is also a premium version that lets you use all of the maps offline and adds loads more features on. And if you wanted to check that out as well, I have included a cheeky little discount code, especially for you guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying your springtime so far in the UK. Stay safe, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.